Hello everyone, I'm the Weather Dude, welcome back, and today, it's been a while since I made a video like this, but we might be talking about another major winter storm. So without further ado, let's get into the video, stay tuned and enjoy. Before we get started with the video though, if you guys have not already, please consider subscribing. It really does help my channel grow. I want to thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. We've flown past, and hopefully we can hit our next goal of 3,000 subscribers soon. And also, to help this video reach more people, please consider liking and sharing it as well. And let's get into the video now. Now, I will say that this winter storm won't be a winter storm for long. It's going to be, Denver's going to get another storm, right? It's going to be like in the Rockies regions yet again. And then it could merge in over the central part of the country, and the southern part of the country could get more rain from even like another system after that. So that'll be for further discussion. I just want to talk about the snow and wintry part of this system for today. So we're going to be honed in around like the Rockies region. We're going to talk about the snow totals for you guys, as well as the models and some National Weather Service maps as well. So stay tuned, and here we go. So we have our GFS model here pulled up, and we got GFS here, all the other good models. And as you can see, the snow in Denver is pretty much like starting already. I mean, this is around 8 p.m. This is based on right now. You see a low pressure system down in New Mexico, and of course that kind of setup helps feed the winds from this direction, pushed up along those front ranges, and then that's how the snow comes down for Denver and western suburbs. Now, Denver's still getting a lot of snow, right, from this system. They got a lot of snow from the last system, but it's where the heaviest snow falls, right? With the last system, it was Denver's western suburbs. It all depends on the wind setup. This time, it appears as though maybe just south of town, just south of Metro Denver, could get the heaviest totals. All right, and we'll describe why in the video as well. So let's continue on with the GFS model. And Denver proper may even see a brief mixed bag of precipitation that could bring down your totals a little bit, but it will be a mostly snow event. All right, so this is through around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You see even some pinks representing the heavy snow. Like the dark blue is heavy snow, pink is like really heavy, and then your medium blue is like your moderate snow. And that will persist through Monday, mid-Monday, and then the low really gets itself going, right? We get more moisture intertwined with that cold air, and even more heavy snow breaks out. Southeastern Colorado, northeastern New Mexico, some snow will break out, and eventually maybe even into western Kansas. Probably not a Texas Panhandle kind of system by any means. All right, then some snow showers, and even though, like according to the GFS model, a really heavy band of snow coming down from the north here in New Mexico as we head through Tuesday and into early Wednesday, and then the snow showers don't get behind the system, and then that is basically it. So snow totals, I mean, in the Denver's western suburbs, I mean, we're talking a good over a foot. Denver proper, probably about 5 to 8, according to the GFS model. Of course, those higher elevations could get 1 to 2 feet, according to the GFS model. I don't really believe there's going to be 10 inches of snow for western Kansas, but you could get some, maybe even a brief amount for Texas Panhandle as well. But we got many more models to go through. All right, so we're going to be checking those models out right now as well. Next model is the European model. Now, European model is like, it is a typically more accurate model, but don't always trust Euro and only Euro, right? You still got to look at the other models, but let's look at the European model anyway. All right, and let's see. So you can see through this like overnight Sunday, or overnight tonight, I should say, in the Monday, there's your snow breaking out in Denver, right? Then it starts like fizzling out a little bit. I'm not saying there won't be snow in Kansas. There could be some mix in Kansas, Nebraska, maybe as far south as Oklahoma and Texas Panhandles. All right. Again, all depends on the low placement, how much cold air there is, what's the wind flow. Same thing with Denver. Right? It all depends on the wind flow as well. And then there will be some returning snow showers and some slightly heavier bouts of snow on Tuesday. But the heavier bouts of snow, as the Euro and GF, look, the Euro is doing the exact same thing. A very heavy band of snow pushing north to south, Colorado through New Mexico. So that could up those snow totals for New Mexico and Texas. All right, and then all finally winds down. I mean, it could even persist through Wednesday. Maybe not Colorado, but it will persist through Wednesday for New Mexico, maybe even the Texas Panhandle if this model plays out true, if this model run plays out true. So snow totals with the European model, much less actually for Denver and especially the western mountains and suburbs of Denver. But still scattered areas of possibly over a foot in those red dotted areas from southeastern Colorado through northeastern New Mexico. But Denver, I would still say a few inches, a good 3 to 6 could be still on the table. your model has a little bit more for the Texas Panhandle than the GFS did, about a couple inches, 2 to 4, but much less for Kansas. Maybe like still a 3 to 6 inch band within here in western Kansas, and even a couple inches there in Nebraska. So this could empty out into the Central Plains or Southern Plains, but it won't be nearly as much. And if anything, it will most likely be a mixed bag of precipitation for the low-lying areas, right? So here we are with the GFS V16 model. And you gotta remember, Denver is a city, yes, but you also have to remember that Denver is also they don't call it the mile-high city for nothing. Denver is like 5,000 feet off the ground. All right, so it does have some elevation with it, and that's why Denver does get more snow, obviously. But there are mountains to the west of it that could get much, much more. Now, the V16 GFS always isn't the same as the GFS. They can be quite different, but GFS, the V16 parallel version, you can definitely see an agreement there. If you remember the GFS model I just showed you, pretty much the same exact setup here for Monday afternoon. All right, then lifts to the north, and we see it wind down. And then the heavier bouts of snow could come back on Tuesday. Maybe some rain mixed in for the low-lying valley areas. All right, and again, third model in a row now. Here's your very heavy band of snow pushing north to south. If I play it right here, you can see 1, 2, and there we go. The band pushes south, and it also allows when that band pushes south, a lot more cold air disperses in. You can see the blue line of what we call the 540 line, and that's what's going to push the cold air into Texas and Oklahoma. And possibly some snow there as well. And then it all winds down. All right, so snowfall totals with the GFS V16 model, a good foot, maybe even maybe almost 18 inches actually, in those higher mountainous areas. Denver proper, maybe 5 to 8 inches. As you'll see in the National Weather Service later, I'll show you what the NWS is calling for Denver, but a few inches, upwards of 5 or 6 actually for western Kansas. So that's the second model we're seeing a good amount of snow for you guys. And then Texas Panhandle, maybe a couple inches of snow for you guys as well. All right, next model is the Canadian model. So here we have the snow, okay? And again, most models do have a similar setup, right? We have the low pressure down in Mexico. It's kind of hard to see on this screen. But snow's breaking out across Colorado. We got the rain. Western Kansas, it probably will start out as rain and maybe go over to snow. I would say the farther west you are in Kansas, the better chance you have of seeing some snowfall, or at least a mixed bag at the very least. All right, I mean, that's somewhat exciting to see. Then the low kind of moves up through Kansas, right? And then in through early Tuesday, and you think, oh, it's done for places like Colorado, right? But then another reinforcing shot comes in Tuesday, maybe even through Wednesday. Canadian model has a heavier shot on that second batch coming in for Colorado. So just when you thought it was over, another batch comes in. And the fourth model in a row now, showing that same heavy band of snow. So you can see the confidence. And then a heavy band of snow will develop, as you can see, 1, 2, right on the bottom left of your screen, and it pushes through. So northern New Mexico, northern central New Mexico, you guys, all right, will see some heavier snow. I mean, 4 models in a row now we're talking have all shown that. And I think we have 1 model after this. So good increasing confidence of a band of snow that could produce snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches plus per hour. So, and then keep that in mind. Then once that band pushes through, cold air is allowed to, even more cold air, I should say, is allowed to spill in. And that's how Texas, Oklahoma Panhandle, and even western Kansas yet again could get a little bit more snow. And it's all set and done. So that's kind of like the rundown of how this is all going to set up here. Snowfall totals, Denver proper, see, it's kind of hard to tell, but Denver probably, again, a good 5 to 8 inches for you guys, but not too far west, all right? You're going to get in those 12 to 18 inch totals, according to this model. And then possibly sections over close to, if not at or over 2 feet. In southeastern Colorado, northern New Mexico, where that band pushes through, you could get a quick 6 inches of snow or a quick few inches of snow in or a shorter amount of time. Now, Oklahoma Panhandle, farthest west in Oklahoma Panhandle, 9-10 inches of snow. I don't know if that's really accurate. I mean, if you're really far west in Oklahoma, maybe. All right, but a few inches could break out. Texas, Oklahoma Panhandle, quick shot of snow, western Kansas, and maybe even a little piece up there, like the other models were saying. In northern Nebraska, you could get a couple inches as well. And then our final model, before we start looking at some National Weather Service maps, we have the NAM model with us. All right, and again, you can see the snow breaking out in southeastern Colorado, western Kansas, right, and then it starts winding up. And they're saying that the NAM model is saying that the band of snow here could last a little bit longer, and that would raise snow totals for western Kansas and south central Nebraska. Now, the problem with this is you really don't see that 540 line. It counts by twos, I think. We're 546, and 540 is that blue line that you see. So you can really tell the cold air isn't there. So this could be snow, but the surface temperatures will probably be really warm at this particular moment. This is like Monday night at 8 p.m. according to the NAM model. All right, but once that 540 line comes in, like I'm about to show you, right? More snow fills in on Tuesday and the Wednesday. You can see this could even last on the Wednesday for some of you guys, especially if you're farther south to New Mexico, right? And once again, you can kind of see, NAM model doesn't show it as much, but there is a band that does push from north to south in New Mexico. You can kind of see it. All right, and then more snow breaks out. There you go. Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. I mean, the border between Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas, right there. All right, I don't know. I know Texarkana and the Arco, Texas over here. I don't know what you would call this. That's going to be a very long name. But in those borders of those 5 states, that's where you can see some more snow break out. And then for the snowfall totals, NAM, it's the NAM, so very bullish, but not out of the question. Denver, a good 5 to 8 inches. In those mountainous locations, you could get over a foot. That's pretty much been the theme with all the models here. All right, so let's look at the Weather Prediction Center now. All right, and you can see this shows you the chances of seeing 6 inches of snow or greater. All right, so if we zoom in really far into Denver proper, you guys have a 30 to 40% chance in downtown Denver of seeing 6 inches plus of snow, but you don't have to go very far south to get in those increased chances. Like Evergreen, you guys have a 50 to 60% chance of seeing over a half a foot. Parker, you guys are even one step higher than that, 60 to 70% chance. And that's going to be the cutoff with this, right? You don't have to go too far north. You don't have to go too far north either to miss out on those, only 20, 30%, 10 to 20% chances. So those will drop off farther north you get. Let's actually look at the 48-hour one, because I feel like this snowfall event might last a little bit longer than 24 hours. So I feel like it's only fair to pull this graphic up. All right, so let's get up 8 inches. So you can see probability. Actually, let's go to 4 first. So probability of 4 inches, again, for Denver proper, probably 70 to 80% chance, pretty high. You go towards Castle Rock. So again, those higher probabilities is probably going to have possibly the slightly higher snowfall totals just south of Denver. All right, and those places have over a 90% chance to see 4 inches or greater. 8 inches, though, the chances do significantly drop, but the chance is still there. 60 to 70% chance of 8 inches or more just south of Castle Rock. And then you go over a foot, then those chances drop to about 10 or 20%. So again, maybe a foot in those highest peaks. Even the Weather Prediction Center actually has downtown Denver in the mixed precipitation zone. In those western mountains, it's going to be all snow. And then just to the south of Denver, like I said, just south of downtown, you can see that hatched area, and that means heavy snow is possible, right? So that's where those heavier totals could possibly be. All right. Again, pretty much all has to do with the wind setup. Downtown Denver, as you can see about NWS, 3 to 6 inches, and they're under winter weather advisory. Within those warning areas, however, you can see totals 8 to 15 inches up in those mountainous regions. So that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I will zoom in one more time here so you can see Denver, winter weather advisory, Georgetown, the Castle Rock, and those higher total areas, winter storm warning. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did notice, I actually did make a shorts channel. Maybe I'll make some short weather clips and put them on there eventually. So consider go subscribing to that channel. Link will be in the description as well. That is my second channel. It is owned by me as well. I am the Weather Dude. Signing off. Till next time, I will catch you guys in the next video.